Hello my friends, and welcome back to our continued blind Let's Play Ace Attorney Dual Destinies for the PS5. My name is the FlightlessBird, this is your story-based gaming channel, and today, we're trying to track down a phantom. We may already have. All we have to do, though, is prove it in court. We have Prosecutor Blackwell's elected blessing, apparently. Okay, Apollo, you're up. Hope you're all having a wonderful, fantastic day today. Here goes then. Detective Fulbright, could you repeat that last statement one more time? What in the world are you up to? Alright, fine. I'll say it as many times as you like. Listen carefully. The Earth emblem is only on the side that you can see when held in the right hand. What are we looking for? I really wish you could zoom out and see the whole body. It's got to be the right hand. The right hand has to be the thing that's wrong. I wish this thing would move faster. Maybe there's something up here. I didn't see anything on the hands. Wish I could make it go faster too. This is the one thing I hate about this minigame. Oh, I was wrong. I thought it'd be held in the right hand, but no, his finger was moving when he said the Earth emblem. And it doesn't do that normally. Oh, well, that was a lucky circumstance. I was just scrolling around. Yeah, I think I got it. Oh, I think I got him. So it's not about the right hand, it's about the Earth emblem itself.
Gotcha.
Detective Fulbright, you might not be aware of it yourself, but whenever you say the phrase, the Earth emblem, your left arm moves. In fact, it appears as though you're running it along the edge of your holster. Well, Mr. Lawyer, I don't have the foggiest notion of what you're talking about. Beat that as it may, I know it has something to do with the lighter. Let me examine it. But why? You're not making any sense. You can just...
Silence.
Be still and do as you're told, Fulbright. I wonder if he always knew that he was a phantom. He does call him Fulbright. I don't think he ever knew. No, I don't think he ever knew. Maybe he had suspicions? No, I don't think he ever... maybe. It's possible. He may not just have had the evidence to prove it. I mean, Blackwell's pretty smart. Don't put it past him. If you have nothing to hide, you shouldn't mind him having a look-see, should you? What? Not you too, Prosecutor Blackwell. Maybe he had Fulbright assigned to him as a detective, just so he could keep an eye on him. Maybe he's been tracking him for years. Oh, they're the possibilities. Oh, it's good. I'm not sure what this is all about, but if Prosecutor Blackwell insists, well, it must be something important. We'll allow the defense to examine it later. Good. Now maybe we'll learn something new. I hope so. Now let's check every inch of this thing. Okay, so we have the blood. Then we have the prints, right? Okay, let's just start with the stuff we see. So, this is the Earth emblem Detective Fulbright was talking about. Do you see anything noteworthy? Huh. Hey, look at this. The emblem's actually some kind of button. What the heck? Okay, I wasn't expecting the first thing I click on to give me this. It's a gun. Wow, it transformed into something. A handle. Trigger. Is this what I think it is? Man, I want to examine the rest of it, dang it. Huh, there's no question, it seems. What you had there is a gun. A what? A gun? So that's it. Your Honor, please recall this morning's trial when Director Cosmos was on the stand. The bullet that hit the oxygen tank was extremely small, maybe a 10 caliber. This little compact gun probably takes bullets of that caliber. It looks like this is the gun that was fired at the scene. I'm flabbergasted. The lighter was a gun? So when Detective Fulbright would touch his holster... That's right. Whenever he mentioned the Earth emblem, he must have subconsciously thought about the secret beneath the lighter. In other words, he knew it was a gun from the very beginning. A lighter that transforms into a gun seems like a spy gadget to me. Yeah, I was thinking that same exact thing. It's not the kind of thing any ordinary person can get their hands on. In fact, I'd say it's strictly in the domain of elite spies. Detective Fulbright, you will explain yourself. There's nothing for me to explain. I didn't know the lighter could transform. I mean, it was found in the Space Museum when I bought it straight in. I didn't even have time to check it out.
Objection!
Whenever you mentioned the Earth emblem, you touched your holster. You subconsciously did that because you knew it was a gun. Accuse me all you want, but where is your proof? Do you have any evidence that I knew the lighter was a gun? Not exactly. And whose prints are on it? Why, it's Miss Sykes' print. It proves she's the culprit who fired the gun at the scene. Arg. It would appear the detective is right. Are you guys really trying to prove your client innocent or what? Although it pains me to do this, now that where we are, I had to make the following assertions coming from the prosecution side. The person who fired the gun at Director Cosmos in the lounge after the incident. And the person Miss Blackwell saw holding the lighter. And the person who murdered Mr. Terran. And the person who bombed the Space Center. Are the defendant Athena Sykes. The prints on the lighter are decisive proof. No! Ha ha ha, now do you see a man on the side of justice could possibly be the culprit? Ah, excuse me. And I think of this about sums up Miss Sykes' part in the whole affair. Well, the evidence certainly does seem to point to the defendant's guilt. Do you have anything to say, Prosecutor Blackwell? Evidence is everything in court, therefore Fulbright's claims. They stand firm. But, calm down, Apollo. He's just saying that because he has to as the prosecutor. Mr. Lawyer, our job is to pursue criminals in the name of justice! You shouldn't cast suspicion on people based on something as dubious as a habit. In fact, you have a bad habit of showing up in court with an awful case of the bedhead.
Objection!
Says the man who wears sunglasses at night. It's proof you want, it's proof you'll get. I'll prove that this lighter is not Miss Sykes, but yours. Sounds like you've hit on something, Apollo. It's just, if the prints on the lighter are the basis for the accusing of Athena, well then, I think we should reconsider the credibility of the evidence itself. You mean, you think this lighter might be forged evidence? Well, that's right. It could all be a part of Fulbright's bigger plot. Did you do anything out of the ordinary while I was off on my own? I can definitely think of a few things. It is indeed. Have a look at this. What's this? Lighter? Detective, we'd like to run a comparison on some prints we found in the boarding lounge. Ah, yes, I just happen to have compiled the print data of everyone related to this case. I can always make another copy for myself, so it's all yours. Consider it a gift. If we assume he's been laying a big trap for us all along, there's gotta be something off about this piece of evidence. What's wrong with the lighter as a piece of evidence? Well, the owner of the prince is definitely wrong, right? Because it can't be Athena's. Are they really Athena's fingerprints? They definitely matched her print data. But what about the data itself? Detective Fulbright, you were the one who provided us with the lighter and print data. Isn't that correct? Yes. What about it? You say Miss Sykes' prints match the print data. But I have to wonder, was the data used official? Mr. Wright, you suggested the evidence may have been fabricated? I guess there's only one way to find out. Let's re-examine the prints. Using the official sanctioned print data of the people involved in this case. What? You dare insult the epitome of justice and integrity? There's no need for such antics.
Silence.
Your Honor, I lend my voice to the defense's request. You must allow the test to be rerun. Very well then. Bailiff? Good bird, Taka. You know, I just had a really bad thought, and I hope I'm not correct on this. I really hope this trial doesn't end with Blackwell behind bars again because he ends up killing Fulbright. I have a fear about that, and I hope it doesn't happen. It appears official data is here. And the results? It's just as defense claims. This proves that the prints of the letter do not belong to the defendant. No. Yes. Well, the fingerprints actually belong to the victim, Mr. Clay Terry. Interesting. How does how's his fingerprints on it? Those were Clay's fingerprints on the lighter? Ah, I see. Come to think of it, wasn't it you, Fulbright, who collected the victim's prints? I personally removed his glove during the investigation. We had to get his fingerprints to confirm his identity after all. So he could have easily planted those prints. And then forged the prints to be Athena's because he didn't have Athena's prints. Interesting. When you took the deceased's fingerprints, you could have easily planted his prints on the lighter with his blood. After which, you wiped the blood off his hand. By your own admission, you were also the one who compiled the phony print data. All to put the blame on Miss Sykes. This boy must have been to distract us from the Phantom who was behind everything. You were out to create the impression that the Phantom wasn't the true culprit. So does this mean Detective Fulbright really is the Phantom? Remember the killer's escape route. No ordinary person would have been fearless enough to attempt it. Nobody but the Phantom of the space station. The man with no emotions could have done it. Detective Fulbright. You were the only one who could have used that escape route. Aye. Fulbright. Are you really the Phantom? All the dirt. Answer me, so help me. I will slash you to tiny slivers where you stand. Oh, all right, I'll talk. I confess. I'm not the Phantom.
Silence.
It's all over. Now be a man and admit it already. Well, but I'm not a spy. I'm an undercover investigator. I've actually been after the Phantom myself. Ooh, interesting tactic. An undercover investigator? That sounds more than less than wholesome to me. A person who hides his identity and secretly investigates in order to uncover information. And that's what you really are, Fulbright. Well, that's right. I was working to track down the Phantom, but sadly... Even though I was supposed to catch the spy ended up catching me. He took my family hostage and forced me to cooperate with him. What? Yeah, what?
Objection!
You're telling us this now? But if what you say is true, then... Who was the mystery person Miss Blackwell and Mr. Starbucks saw? It was a Phantom, I tell you. All I did was help him by having that emergency ladder lowered for him.
Objection!
Seems like such a far-fetched story. Can't we just ask his family? I don't believe you. Then how do you explain the fabricated lighter? Well, that was also one of the Phantom's demands. Being the detective in charge of the case, it was easy for me to fabricate evidence. But pinning the crime on Athena Sykes was just another one of the Phantom's orders. I don't buy this. I'm sorry. Yeah. And you expect to buy that? Yeah, I'm not buying that either. I like the tactic here, but I'm not buying it. Right. What was the Phantom's ultimate objective? I was told it was to sabotage the rocket launch. Someone who didn't want the launch to happen must have given him the order. Actually, I had to apologize to you too. The Phantom told me to get close to you. He ordered me to get back that psych profile you have on him. So, he sent a buzzard of his own to tell me this past year, did he? I have been a champion of justice. I've just been a pawn of evil. A pawn of the Phantom who stole the moon rock and killed Dr. Sykes 7 years ago. Enough, Fulbright. Just tell us the Phantom's true identity. Well, I don't know. He was very careful to hide it. He has top secret information for all kinds of corporations and countries. So, there's a number of organizations that want him dead. If people believed I was a Phantom, I could be killed on the spot. Why, but even now. There are assassins looking nearby, and the kiss is about the Phantom after all. With the ceiling blown off, I suppose you are vulnerable to a sniper shot in this courtroom. Just 2 seconds ago, Fulbright was treating Athena like a criminal. Does he really think he's going to lie his way out of it now? But on the surface, everything does seem to make sense. This could be bad, Mr. Wright, if we can't find a flaw in his logic. He's right. After we come all this way, we can't let Fulbright wiggle free now. There, I finally told the truth. Now, I hope you see how foolish it was to think I was the Phantom. It looks more serious now. You're an intelligent man, Prosecutor Blackwell. You believe me, right? He looks different. I believe you. I don't think you're the Phantom. What? Oh, hold on. How could you say that, Prosecutor Blackwell? It's obvious he's the Phantom.
Silence.
Evidence is everything, right to know. And you must admit, there's no clear evidence that Fulbright is the Phantom. Yeah, he hasn't sang any songs in the courtroom yet, so...
Yes, as I recall, the only solid proof we've seen up to this point is the fact that Detective Fulbright fabricated evidence.
But... I've known Fulbright here for a year now. And all this time, he's been quite intent on rehabilitating me. I don't believe his efforts were a lie.
Or Prosecutor Blackwell.
This fool truly thought he could reform a death row inmate like me. He went so out of his way in his efforts for me, he actually became quite a nuisance, really.
Oh, Prosecutor Blackwell, you believe me?
Please tell me Prosecutor Blackwell hasn't really been taken in by this big phony. However, even if it was against your will, you still acted as the Phantom's accomplice. You will have to pay the price for that. Throw yourself at my mercy and don't you ever betray me again. Have you got that?
Yes, thank you. Oh, thank you. Such a bond of trust is rare and a beautiful thing. But in any case, it looks like everything has been resolved. I can now lay down a no guilty verdict with confidence.
Ha 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 ha! Very good. I'm very glad to hear it. It's all over. Everything's been cleared up, and Miss X will go free as well. Well, Mr. Wright, we can't let the trial end here. If we do, the Phantom, the man who killed Clay, will get away. I know. What? Arg, what do I do? I don't have any proof that Detective Fulbright is the Phantom. Is this it? Is he going to go away? Just like that? Now, if you'll excuse me, my next investigation awaits. And with that, I'm off. Someone say hold it. Someone say hold it. Thank you. Dean's not gonna let this pass. The defense. No, wait. Not the defense. The defendant feels it's not time for a verdict yet and would like to see this trial continue.
What? I was just about to clear you an instant of all charges.
It just doesn't feel right to be standing here. Hey, Apollo, think you could scooch over? Heck yeah, all three of us are at the bench now. Heck yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Athena, what are you doing? We didn't get hold in contempt in court. I have some questions for you, Detective Fulbright. Are you relieved that you are no longer under suspicion of being the Phantom? Are you grateful to Prosecutor Blackwell for what he's done for you? Of course I am, man. I'm really grateful from the bottom of my heart. Athena, where are you going with these questions? I have yet to hear a single emotion behind any of Detective Fulbright's words, boss. Oh. Don't forget, that was key with the Phantom. The suspicion against him has been cleared up, but he's not feeling happy at all. What does that mean? You may not have any evidence. Or we may not have any evidence, but the heart doesn't lie. Yes! Let's get the music going. Let's go! That's it. With your special ability, we just might be able to stop him. Your Honor, the detective has been deeply traumatized by our accusations.
Yes, well, even before all this, I thought he was a rather odd fellow.
If he doesn't get counseling right away, who knows what might happen to him. I may miss a ha, may have added a ha, but either way, bossing a black will can move the defense. The nonsense the defense is spouting. Oh, this is a beautiful trap that we're laying right here. Fulbright, I think you better have that counseling. Not you, too. You've been making batty remarks ever since you were accused of being the Phantom. Such as you're an undercover investigator and your family has been taken hostage. I fear you might have finally lost it. But I thought you believed me.
Silence.
Oh, you amuse me so. What's going on here? That was an excellent bit of psychological manipulation just now, Simon. Oh, they're teaming up now. I knew you'd catch on, Athena. Huh? Mind filling me in here? Hey, guess who let you in the dust, huh, Mr. Wright? Simon was only pretending to play Detective Fulbright. Because he knew, I noticed that there was a lack of emotions like your overleaf in his response. Aha! Clever! So he gave me that chance to take a listen. And listen I did to the voice of Detective Fulbright's heart. What? You two were working together just now? Come now, Athena. Show us what's inside Fulbright's heart. You got it. It's time to check the instant replay. Widget, mon ami, let's do this. Friend Widget. Let's go. Let's use this power to catch the emotionless Phantom. Thank you for believing. Thank you for believing in me, Pusket Black Belt. I'll just read these. Yeah, there's no emotion at all. I am an undercover investigator, but the Phantom was coercing me. There's nothing here. He stole the moon rock and killed Dr. Sykes 7 years ago. I'm a bad person for property with such a man. But he took my family hostage. What else could I do? Even with all his over-the-top expressions and gestures, he's registering no emotions at all? It's just like I thought, and right in line with the Phantom Sect profile. Detective Fulbright, this lack of emotion proves you're the Phantom. The heck? Hey, what's going on? What the heck was all that? Wait, hold it. What do you think you're doing, Detective? Me? I'm not doing anything. There's like things coming out of your glasses. He's trying to hack into the Moon Matrix program. I can't do anything like this. Taka to the rescue. Fancy device here there, but I'll tolerate no cheating. Thank you. Sorry about that. As an undercover agent, I tend to use my secret arsenal even without thinking. More like as a spy. Thanks, Pusket Blackburn. Now you can't hack me anymore. I dare you to try to hide your lack of emotions from me. Let's go. Lack of emotion? What are you talking about? Of course I have feeling. As a matter of fact, it would me very deeply with that accusation. What's going on? All of a sudden, I'm getting a overwhelming happy reading. Huh? He's slowly crying us a river over there. Oops, my mistake. How about this? Go! Yikes, that was angry all of a sudden. What's he trying to pull? Well, I guess not. It would appear our friend is not completely without emotion. It's just as it says in Dr. Sykes' profile of the Phantom. The subject has a unique psychological makeup with almost no emotional fluctuation. Oh, I get it. So he has some emotions, right? Precisely, which leads me to wonder why you can't sense any emotions from him at all. I believe it's most likely because he is controlling his emotions. Very good, Prosecutor Blackwell, you are correct. As a result of my daily training. A very important skill for us undercover investigators, you know. More like for us spies? Seriously. But I wonder why he suddenly showed several strong emotions. Wait a minute. I think I know. I sense there's a feeling you're trying to hide with your exaggerated emotions, detective. So there's a kink in the armor. Ha ha ha! I feel like I'm trying to hide. That's a good one. You're the ones who have been saying I'm the Phantom because I don't have any emotions. I was just trying to show you the range of the deep emotions I truly possess. Then you have no objections to me analyzing it, right? No, analyze away. But I will state it again, I am not the Phantom. And be forewarned that your analysis will have no effect. Because you're about to see what an undercover agent can really do. Huh. What the heck is going on here? Like, they're going on and off. I mean, how are we supposed to find an emotion when all emotions are being triggered separate? Me the Phantom, no way. Oh, I'm sad. See, I told you I have emotion. Okay, I was about to say the happiness one on the bottom right, or the shocked one. Not the happiness one. The shocked one wasn't going big, it was just small. But no, it is going. They all seem to be pulsing at the same frequency. How dare you accuse me of being someone who would kill over a moon rock? I mean, all emotions are like firing. Wait a second. They're all firing, but the sadness one is not, or the fear one. I forgot, it could be both, right? The blue one is not fluctuating. It's consistent. It's consistently faint, but there's something there. I regret cooperating with the Phantom, of course. Okay, all these are fluctuating. But I'm so glad this whole misunderstanding is cleared up now. Wait, that one? No, wait, no, okay. I was about to say the sadness fear one is not fluctuating. No, it is. They're all fluctuating. There's only one statement that's not fluctuating, and that's the sad slash fear one, because they're all fluctuating except for that one. You see, on the bottom left, it's consistent. How dare you accuse me of being someone who would kill over a moon rock? Why would he be sad or afraid of this question? Maybe because to be accused of being someone who would kill would elicit anyone who's innocent to be both afraid and sad? Because you think it's horrible that someone of justice would kill someone, and at the same time you're kind of afraid of going to jail for something you didn't do? But at the same time, this is the only one that's not going crazy. Screw it. Let's go. I found it. I found the one emotion you're truly feeling. What? Hidden in the middle of that chaotic storm. That's one way to describe it. I saw one emotion that never disappeared. When you talked about the moon rock. You felt a fear that wouldn't fade. Okay, it was a fear. It's tough because it could be fear or sadness, right? I don't like that one because it could be both. Fear, huh? A fear that a man with hardly any emotion feels, huh? Why would he be afraid of, well, going to jail? But if he's okay, let's assume he's a spy. Why would he be afraid of it? Because he could be found out and still go to jail. No, but if he's guilty, what is it about? And it was a response to that moon rock. Yeah, what is it about the moon rock that makes him afraid? Detective Fulbright, I presume you feel fear concerning the moon rock because you lost it? Your identity will reveal you failed to steal it. I mean, if he's a spy, the only logical answer here is he's afraid that somehow that moon rock will reveal his identity. But I'm not really sure how it does that. If he lost it and someone found it, then it would put him on the scene of the crime. Last one doesn't make sense. If it was stolen, then it was stolen. That means it was stolen. The identity will be revealed. Of course. That's it. Enough, Fulbright. Just tell us the Phantom's true identity. I don't know. He was very careful to hide it. He has top secret information for all kinds of corporations and countries. So there's a number of organizations that want him dead. People believed I was the Phantom. I could be killed on the spot. Why? But even now, there are assassins lurking nearby. This case about the Phantom after all. Okay, what about that? Detective Fulbright, I think I know why you would feel afraid. Because if he's found to be the spy, he would be killed? It's not about him not being the spy, it's about him being the spy. Because if he's found to be the spy, then people would kill him to make sure he can't talk, right? You're afraid that Moonwalk will somehow reveal your identity. This identity were revealed, you would be killed immediately. Okay, yeah, I'm on the right track there. That's certainly enough to make even the Phantom feel afraid. Me? Afraid? I don't know what you're talking about. So, there really is something about the Moonrock that would reveal his identity? Apparently so? Wait a minute. Maybe the Phantom didn't so much steal the Moonrock, but more like he had to take it with him. Why? Because there was something on it that would reveal his true identity.
Hold it!
Where do you think you're going? Exactly! What was that? Me? I'm not going anywhere. Then what were you doing? Is it just me, or was he going to use that weird watch thing to try to get away? How many more of those toys does he have? And where can I get myself some? I remember the one time I went to Washington, D.C. Well, I've been to Washington, D.C. before, but one of the times I went to Washington, D.C., I was with a group, and the group asked me and said, where would you like to go in Washington, D.C.? Like, where's the one place that you want to go first? And of course, you know, there's so much in Washington, D.C. to see. There's the monuments, the courts, the White House, museums, plenty, including the Air and Space Museum, which is really cool, National History Museum. I mean, there's all this cool stuff in Washington, D.C. And you know what I responded with without waiting at all to think about my answer? I wanted to go to the Spy Museum. That's where I wanted to go. And they had a James Bond exhibit on display, which was super duper cool. And it was just it was awesome. Detective Fulbright, you will answer honestly to this court right now. Why do you feel fear in connection with the Moonrock? In justice, we trust, not emotions, Mr. Lawyer. Evidence is everything. I'm the Phantom because I'm afraid. How many things can you watch do? Don't make me laugh. Ah! What was that just now? But all human beings have hearts and experience emotions. Sometimes analyzing a case from the psychological perspective is the best way to find the truth. Eek! You know, I talked about Blackcoat going to jail for murdering him. He may kill all of us before this is over. I mean, could he? Probably, right? It's all just a waste of time. All your efforts at analysis serve no purpose. And now, in this dark age of the law, nobody would believe your claim that it's effective. In an era where evidence is fabricated, do you truly expect feelings to be accepted as proof? And where exactly is your proof that I fear the moonrock anyway? Well, I admit, I don't have any conventional proof. But I still say that examining a person's heart has its merits. Oh, really? Then why don't you listen carefully with those special ears of yours? Listen to the voices of the hearts of the people in the gallery. He's good. The way he's manipulative and the way he explains things that make logical, rational, like, you know, sense. All I hear is distrust. As you can see, the people are on my side. Because all they see is a strange little girl using a weird little machine. But it's not like I use analytical psychology to falsely accuse people. Uh-oh. He's got Athena downing herself. Miss Sykes' analytical psychology has breathed new life into the courtroom. It has freed the heart of many witnesses and has been key in getting to the truth. Ha ha ha, what nonsense. Your Honor, the defense's claim is a false one. I don't feel any kind of fear when it comes to the moon rock.
I see. Very well, I will give the opinion of this court. In a trial, I don't feel that a person's emotions are quite as compelling as actual evidence is.
But Your Honor. There, you see, nobody believes you when you trumped up charges.
However, I do believe Miss Sykes' analysis can contribute to making the truth clear. I have seen her do this firsthand several times already.
Surely you jest. So does this mean you will accept my findings in this trial, Your Honor?
Yes, I believe your claim, Miss Sykes. I think there is merit in examining why the witness feels fear in regard to the moonrock. Well, that is the court's opinion on this matter.
Then that's a win for me. No, a win for analytical psychology. Now, Mr. Phantom, you will tell us court the reason for your fire. Analytical psychology? My fears? Fine! I'll show you why precisely these abstract things can be considered evidence! Witness testimony. My fear of the moonrock. I felt fear when I thought about the moonrock because it reminded me of the Phantom. Yes, I'm very afraid of him because he took my family hostage. What reason would the Phantom have to be afraid of the moonrock? Why, none at all. So the very fact I'm afraid of the moonrock means I'm not him. In fact, I'm on the side of justice. And there you have it. Now do you see why I'm afraid of the moonrock? Sure, you sound convincing enough. But so, does it need to be a con artist? It's all meaningless in the absence of evidence. Dealing with toys. The Phantom is like the mist. No flesh, No bones. My sword alone cannot cut it right to know. Huh? With your deductive reasoning and the body of evidence before us, let us send this miserable phantom fellow to the other world together. You and I, Prosecutor Blackquill, we have a duty to bring this phantom down and restore the people's faith in the courts. Indeed. By caring for Athena, I allowed the phantom to escape. And as a prosecutor, I gave birth to the people's mistrust with my murder conviction. I bear part of this responsibility as well, for being suspected of forging evidence and losing my attorney's badge as a result. The two of us and the phantom were there at the beginning of the dark age of the law. Then it is also a burden to cut away the foul specter we created, or is it not? Until all that remains is the righteousness of the court and the faith of the people.
Trust? Understanding? Ha! Fragile ideas of the masses who are controlled by emotion. Humans can't truly trust each other, which is exactly why the illusion of trust is so enticing.
Objection!
Once two people overcome their misgivings, that's where real trust is to be found. You're free to believe what you want, but trust like that is stronger than you and your lies. Always. Cross-examination. Let's go. My fear of the moon rock. Like one hit point left. I felt fear when I thought about the moon rock because it reminded me of the fandom. It only reminded you of the phantom. Don't make me laugh. You are the phantom. Evidence is everything in a court of law. Did you forget? I was forced to testify over a silly thing like feelings. But those tactics won't work from here on out. You'll need some evidence. Arg, I hate to admit it, but he's right. Yes, I'm very afraid of him because he took my family hostage. Okay, so this has to be a lie. And I have no way to prove this, so I'm pretty sure this is not what I need to be thinking about. Your family? Like who in your family specifically? Oh, I don't know. Like maybe my lover, for example? For example? Maybe. We need a more concrete answer than that. Ha ha ha. Maybe my mother, my son, or my daughter. Maybe it was all of them. You even have a family? Like, I'm pretty sure you have a mom somewhere, but I am so sad and worried. I miss him so much. Ha 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 ha. Alright, he's obviously lying. Look how upset I am. Is it any wonder I followed the Phantom's orders? What reason would the Phantom have to be afraid of the moon rock? None at all. You can't think of a single reason that the Phantom might be afraid of the rock? I thought the Phantom wasn't even supposed to have any feelings. How could someone like me, with my wealth of emotions, be expected to understand the guy? The Phantom, a person with very few emotions, would only be afraid of something really big, like his cover getting blown big. I'm willing to bet that moonrock has something to do with his identity, but what? Maybe there's Phantom's fingerprints around the rock, but fingerprints can be wiped off. Well then maybe he went the rock so bad he literally drew of it and left his DNA. We're dealing with a spy here, Athena, not a slob. True. But maybe the DNA part isn't too far off. Huh? Something unexpected happened to him during the incident 7 years ago. He was stabbed. I just know I have something that can show why the Phantom is afraid of the moon rock. I'll just continue my testimony while we're pondering then, if you don't mind. Well, let's come back to this. Hold on. We'll come back to this, man. Let me finish up the testimony. So the very fact I'm afraid the moon rock means I'm not him. And how afraid are you exactly?
I am so scared, I start to shake even when I see the moon in the sky.
Do you shake when you see Miss Sykes' earring?
Well, to be honest, it's the very first time I met Miss Sykes. I felt more than a little frightened of her.
I guess some people just inspire that much fear in others. Mr. Wright, you were thinking something mean-spirited and weird, weren't you?
Ahaha, of course not. Must beef up mind-reading defenses. Now, do you understand? The very fact I'm afraid of the moon rock proves that. In fact, I'm on the side of justice. Gets cut off. After all that you've done, how dare you speak the word justice? In justice, we trust. I'll say as much as I want with absolute confidence. Whatever I just say is just. That's how it works in the court at Dark Age of the Law.
Girl, he won't get the best of me with that twisted argument of his. I'll find a way to get him right where I want him. Detective Fulbright, or rather the Phantom, feels fair in regard to the moonrock. Probably has something to do with being afraid that his true identity will be revealed.
Right, so that's why the Phantom had to take the moonrock with him 7 years ago. In that case, if we had someone to show the real case of Fulbright's fear, we might just be able to expose his true identity. Okay, so on number 3, he was stabbed with the knife, right? The murder weapon used on Terran, Athena used one of these to stab the Phantom's hand during the incident 7 years ago. But why would he be afraid of the moonrock? He'd be afraid of the knife. Look. I'm reading. Someone's discovered the 3rd floor. Doesn't help. That does not help. That doesn't help. Is there any reason we still have this in our evidence? I just don't understand why the moon rock. I only have like 1 tick of health, but that's the thing. I just don't understand why this would be the answer when this isn't connected to the moon rock. It was at the crime scene 7 years ago. The murder weapon used on Terran. Dana also used one of these to stab the Phantom's hand in an incident 7 years ago. Why would he be afraid of the moon rock? Like, this has to be the answer. Because they specifically mentioned the knife in the testimony. They specifically mentioned that he got injured, right? But why would he be afraid of the rock? Like, this doesn't make sense. Like, the utility knife is... I mean, wouldn't he want to steal the utility knife? Like, what does the rock have to do with being stabbed? Save!
I mean, like I said, the game is kind of telling us that he got stabbed, and that's important. And showing the Hope Capsule doesn't make any sense because, I mean, that's kind of on the nose a little bit too much.
Objection!
So it's right, but why? Detective Fulbright, I assume you know what this is.
Of course, that's the knife the Phantom used to kill Clay Terran.
That's right. And the exact same type of knife Miss Sykes used 7 years ago when she stabbed the Phantom's hand.
Yes, that was discussed earlier, as I recall.
Can we make him just take off his glove and see if he has a scar on his hand? He dodged at first, so only got his clothes. But they tried again. And this time you got him, didn't you? I did. I remember clearly now. The knife went into the back of his hand. Miss Sykes then say that she remembers the culprit bleeding. It's my theory that the culprit's blood got on the moon rock. I mean, wouldn't his blood get like all over this scene? Wouldn't his blood have gotten on more than just the moon rock? I mean, if it did get on the moon rock, he still has moon rock to hide the evidence. But wouldn't he be bleeding like elsewhere? But then again, there was a lot of blood on the scene, wasn't there? Remember, like the flashbacks and pictures, there was blood all over the place. So if his blood got mixed with the other blood, would anyone really have noticed? Whereas the rock was separate. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just not seeing this very well. And he was afraid that the blood was analyzed, his true identity would be revealed. That explains why the Phantom had to remove the moon rock from the crime scene.
You mean if we ran the analysis now, we know who the Phantom is?
Ha 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 ha, yes, I suppose so. But unfortunately, the moon rock in question is missing. That may be so, but I'm certain I could explain what happened to it in great detail.
You can?
Of course. Not.
You don't actually expect us to believe that, do you? Because you don't fool me.
This court needs a bully-free zone. Ah, the infamous sword of the beguiling bluff. Its edge is without compare. I am feeling like we're getting down to things, but unfortunately I don't know where we're going with this. But we're about an hour, so I guess it's time to stop. Yeah, I guess time to stop. But, I mean, this is only like day 1 of the trial, right? So, there's probably still more left. But what else could there be? I don't know. Maybe he's innocent after all? No, he's got to be the Phantom. He's got to be the Phantom. Does he have me doubting myself now? No, he's got to be the Phantom. I believe that. He has to be the Phantom. I don't know. I don't know. Well, we'll find out together, shall we? On our continuing blind Let's Play of Ace Attorney Dual Destinies for the PS5. Much love to you all. I hope you have a wonderful, fantastic, amazingly awesome day. And I will see you guys again very, very soon. So long, and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you'd like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. But before we go, please remember that you matter, and you are brilliant, and you are loved, and you should always be true to yourself. Never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.